First, though, tonight, an exclusive interview with Governor Gina Raimondo.
Yeah, Brian, that's right. The governor talking about everything from coronavirus in our public schools to getting unemployment benefits to out-of-work Rhode Islanders. Good afternoon. I'm Kim Kalunian.
And I'm Brian Yacono. Kim, as you can see, joining us live at the State House tonight, where she just wrapped up that interview with the governor.
Yeah, Brian, as we know, one of the biggest issues facing the state right now is unemployment. It hit nearly 13% last month, and the DLT tells us they have doled out close to $13 million in fraudulent claims. And now we're going to be talking with the governor Thursdays here on 12 News Now at 4. So today I asked her about unemployment benefits and if they're getting to the people who need them. Here's a part of that conversation. My colleague Eli Sherman reported just this week that the backlog in claims has doubled what it was in August, from 2,000 to roughly 4,200 backlogged claims. It's been 7 months. These issues have been ongoing. Why can't the state get this right?
So I hear your frustration and I understand it. We have to follow the rules from the federal government, which are complicated. Which isn't an excuse. It's just the constant recertification, constant paperwork required. Most of those in backlog, there's an issue with them. You know, we had 200,000 claims, which we've processed. There are a few thousand, which is a problem. Let me say, if you're one of those people waiting on that money, we can't get it to you fast enough, and we're going to get it to you as fast as we can. But for us to fulfill the requirements of the federal government around the paperwork and the certification and the recertification, sometimes it takes a long time.
What about the... And the governor also reiterated that these systems are just not created to deal with this level of volume. But she said she knows the state has to do better, and she promises that it will. Brian?
Well, Kim, obviously another big topic right now, back to school. We've been covering it right here for weeks now. We learned that more kids in distance learning are now testing positive than those kids that are back in the classrooms. Did the governor discuss this at all with you today?
Yeah, I asked her what lesson families should draw from that data, and she says she wants them to know that it is safe to send their kids to school. And the health department has reiterated that so far there have been no instances of in-school transmission. And we actually got some updated numbers for you. As of today, there are now 48 cases associated with in-person learning. Meanwhile, there are now 57 cases associated with virtual learning, meaning there are more cases among kids and adults who are not physically going into the school buildings. Now, the governor and I did talk about other topics. We will bring you more from our exclusive one-on-one interview coming up a little bit later in the show. Brian?
Kim. Turning now to a 12 News exclusive with Governor Gina Raimondo to address your concerns about the pandemic.
Today's was the first in what is scheduled to be a series of interviews here on Thursdays on 12 News Now at 4. And today the governor and I discussed coronavirus inside of schools and how the pandemic has had a major impact on the state's finances.
Kim, of course, joining us live from the State House this afternoon, and just, in fact, about 2 hours ago, she spoke with the governor. Some new perspective from the governor at this half hour, Kim.
That's correct, Brian. Yeah, we tried to fit a lot of topics into our short time together, and I concluded our interview with these 3 rapid-fire questions. CCRI announced layoffs this week. They're facing a major budget deficit, so is the state. Yes or no, would you consider pausing or ending the Promise program?
No.
A letter grade for the first week of school.
Oh, gosh. B+.
Okay. And do you support, yes or no, the extension of to-go alcohol sales at Rhode Island restaurants through the end of 2021?
2021? I think so. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
If they say it's good, you know. Like if the restaurants want it, I want to do whatever helps the restaurants stay in business and survive. So if it's good for them, I'm for it.
And coming up in just a few minutes, we'll have more from that one-on-one interview. Again, we'll be doing that Thursdays here on 12 News Now at 4, including what she says about the $1.25 billion in federal CARES Act money. I asked just how much of that money has yet to be spent. We'll have that answer coming up in just a few minutes. Brian?
Kim, thank the governor's reaction to your letter grade question. Said a lot. Looking forward to hearing more with her. Thanks so much.
Tonight, we're going one-on-one with Governor Gina Raimondo to hear her thoughts on everything from schools to unemployment. 12 News reporter Kim Kalunian joins us now live from Providence with what the governor had to say about the state budget. Kim?
Well, Mike, today the governor told me she plans to retain about $500 million of the $1.25 billion that the state has received through federal CARES Act funding. She hopes to use that money to hopefully fill what she calls the largest budget gap the state has ever seen. Obviously, when you presented your state budget to the General Assembly at the end of January, COVID had not arrived here in Rhode Island. A lot has changed, including financially. Are you going to revise your budget and present a new version to the General Assembly before they come back in November?
Probably not. I think, first of all, we don't know what's going to happen. You know, hopefully Congress between now and November will go ahead and pass another stimulus, in which case that would allow us to have a much easier time in November balancing the budget. So that's one big unknown. Otherwise, we'll have to just get together when the Assembly comes back in November and work together collaboratively to try to balance a budget and minimize the pain. You know, I think that this will be hard. There's no way around it. We can't just cut, because we have to continue to invest for the future. Having said that, this is the biggest hole that Rhode Island has really ever seen.
And earlier this week, CCRI announced a series of layoffs and also their own major budget deficit. So I asked the governor today if she would consider pausing or ending her free tuition program called the Promise Program. Her answer, no. Live at the State House, I'm Kim Kalunian, 12 News.
Nearly 7 months into the coronavirus pandemic, we're going one-on-one with Governor Gina Raimondo about how the state has done so far and what's to come. One question getting asked a lot, what's happening with the federal money the state received as part of the CARES Act? 12 News reporter Kim Kalunian talked to the governor today and joins us live now with the interview. Kim?
Well, Shannon, we've heard the figure $1.25 billion thrown around a lot. That's how much money we've received from the federal CARES Act. And there's an online transparency portal which shows the state has spent just over $300 million of that money, which would lead you to believe that there's a little less than $1 billion that could still be spent. But the governor tells me that portal doesn't paint the entire picture.
We will need more to continue to address the immediate needs of the crisis. So, for example, a simple example is PPE. When it's all said and done, we'll spend about $98 million on PPE. But in the numbers you have, maybe half of that is only accounted for. Testing. Testing's a perfect example. When this is all over with, we'll spend close to $200 million. 150 million of the federal stimulus on testing. But at this point, maybe only a third of that has been spent. So in the end, it'll probably be closer to half that we will wind up having to spend just, meeting the immediate needs.
So you think at the end of the day, you'll have about $500 million?
I think that's about right. Yes, okay. I think that's about right.
Obviously. And the governor is saving that money and hopes to be able to shore up the state budget with it if Congress gives her the green light to do so. Another topic that we discussed today, coronavirus in schools, and we have some new numbers for you. As of today, there have been 48 positive cases associated with in-person learning and 57 cases associated with distance learning. So that trend continues. That shows that the majority of students testing positive for COVID are the ones who are right now staying home. Live at the State House, I'm Kim Kalunian, 12 News.